Exhausted from this.
Come on, ask me again.
Carl Deichler, you're the CEO of one of the fastest growing network marketing companies. Your Team Beachbody coaches are helping hundreds of thousands of people get fit and healthy. Carl Deichler, what are you gonna do now?
I'm going to Disney World.
I thought you said we had a private car from the airport.
This is a private car.
Are you even pedaling?
No.
Well, we're not Mickey and Goofy, but Carl and I are here at Disney World, and we are excited to welcome all of you to our April Super Saturday.
Well, Michael, you're a little goofy.
Well, I'll take that as a compliment.
I wouldn't take that as a compliment.
Such a kidder.
Not really. You're goofy.
Anyway, we are, in fact, at Disney World, site of our 2013 Success Club Conference and Celebration, and it was a spectacular event. We had almost 2,000 of our coaches and their families join us here, and at the conference, we heard great business building tips from our Elite 10, and you'll hear from them a little bit later, and powerful talks from Chris Widener and Paul Zane Pilzer.
Oh, Paul Zane Pilzer was a real highlight for me.
Hey, you had a chance to sit down with him one-on-one. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I wanted the chance to have a world-class economist try to pick apart the premise that I have, that as far as the trend of obesity goes, the only chance it ends is with the success of Team Beachbody, because we give a financial incentive to people to improve their health and fitness in the form of the Beachbody Challenge, the 25% retail commission, bonuses when you help us bring in new people, and things like this Success Club trip and the cruise next year. So I asked Paul to let me have it, pull no punches, and really test the premise from a macroeconomic standpoint. And we let people sit in and watch, and all I can say is, I think we passed the audition. Team Beachbody's economic model is the way this trend ends.
Yeah, you know, that just reinforces how vital the Team Beachbody coaching opportunity is.
Absolutely. It's so refreshing to be around people that love what they're doing at the same time that they're making a true impact on the world. We're not selling phone services or repackaging utilities or pushing people to load up on some product in a get-rich-quick scheme. We're connecting friends and family members to solutions that are changing people's lives, empowering them to live healthier, happier lives, and hopefully making them feel so good they're inspired to share our mission with the people they know.
You know, the fact that we're making a difference, I mean, that really speaks to me. It's one of the things that makes me excited to come to work every day.
I thought it was really the chance to work out your inner demons as an inner vaudevillian.
Well, I said it was one of the things. Of course, the little things we do at Summit or the little movie parodies are a blast, and believe me, I have some doozies in store for the people that come to Summit.
Bet you
but
do.
I'll tell you, my real favorite thing is reading our Beachbody Challenge daily winner stories on teambeachbody.com. Every morning, that is my daily reminder that what we are doing is so important. I mean, there's stories like Jennifer W., who lost 80 pounds and proudly wore a bikini for the first time in 20 years. She credited her Beachbody coach Bridget and her challenge group as being the key to her success. And then there's David B., who won his $500 on my birthday. Now, David kept seeing Facebook posts from a friend about the virtues of Shakeology. That friend gave him a sample. Now, initially, he admits he was a bit of a doubter, but he committed to replace one meal a day with Shakeology. 6 months later, he is 39 pounds lighter, the healthiest he has been in years, and $500 richer.
Fantastic. Now tell me, what did both Jennifer and David do after they had those great results?
They went to Disney World! No, actually, they both became Team Beachbody coaches to help others.
That's exactly how it works. It's a cycle of success. Now, if you're wondering how you can get your business going, it's just that simple. You tap into that cycle of success. You have to get people started in your challenge groups, connect them to a challenge pack that fits their goals, check in with them to make sure they're drinking Shakeology and that they truly understand how important this product is to achieving their weight loss, but more important, to building their metabolism by feeding the body right. And then, when they get results, the next natural step is that they become a coach and tap into that same cycle of success. And that cycle of success continues to evolve. Lots of healthy people, lots of coaches being rewarded financially for helping them succeed. It's a win-win.
You know, Carl, the number of coaches who qualify for Success Club, it just keeps growing. And you know, the data indisputably shows that the people who enroll people in the Beachbody Challenge and their challenge groups and consistently qualify for Success Club, those are the coaches that see their checks grow steadily.
Now, what was the number that you mentioned to me? People who qualified for Success Club every month in 2012 had their checks increase an average of almost, what, 70%?
That's
in
right.
12 months?
That's right, 70%. But here's a fact. With as much success as those coaches are having, we still have a ton of coaches who are not earning Success Club points. I mean, they're not connecting people to challenge packs. Now, why do you think that is?
Well, it's a good question. I mean, I can't say for certain. One theory I have is that the coaches who struggle the most are the ones who don't really believe deeply yet in what we're doing. In every case I've seen, the person who's so passionate about the mission that they'll talk to anybody about it, that they wouldn't accept any other shake because of the health benefits and quality of ingredients in Shakeology, that would be a coach even if there were no financial rewards. Those are the people who seem to make it work. And unfortunately, not everybody has that kind of heart. And yeah, I know that it sounds harsh and I don't mean it to be, but there's a big difference between being 50% committed or even 80% committed than there is to being 100% committed to something. I found that when your actions, your behavior, and your thinking are 100% aligned, 100% committed to that goal, and you feel that commitment in everything you do, success absolutely comes. That's why we talk about the 3 vital behaviors. Inviting people constantly. That is your action. Your commitment to being proof the product works is the proof that this stuff actually does work. And personal development, it's the fuel that gets you through the times that you might be sliding sideways. When all of those vital behaviors are aligned, you're in the best position to have others join you in your challenge groups and then join your team as a coach. And just for the record, I'm not saying that everyone has to be 100% Beachbody 100% of the time. I'm just saying that you have to be 100% committed to your goals, all of your goals, including your personal goals, and you have to have a deep-seated belief in the importance of what we're doing. Honk, if you agree.
Honk, honk. No, I do think it's a good question for everyone to ask themselves. Am I 100% committed? I mean, what would happen to my business if I were?
I ask myself that all the time. It's what drives me. You know, it's just 8 weeks to Summit, Michael. Let's use these 8 weeks leading up to Summit to challenge all our coaches. I challenge you, every coach out there, to test yourself. We cannot lean back for a single moment when it comes to getting the word out that this is how we end the trend of obesity and that people can feel better in time for the summer season. What can happen to your business in the next 8 weeks if you commit 100%? What should you do? Invite more people to challenge groups with confidence that you are proof that their participation will have a positive impact on their lives. It means exceed your personal development goals. When you think you've gone as far as you can go, you'll learn that you can actually accomplish more. Do it for 8 weeks, and then tell us what you accomplished when we see you at Summit. Post it on my Facebook page, Twitter, whatever you have to do, but the entire team needs to celebrate the enthusiasm and commitment of our newest coaches as they find their traction leading into Summit.
You know, I like that. It sounds like a great challenge. We'll call it the Commitment Challenge.
You marketing guys, like we need something else with a new name. I'm passionate about this though. So if it's the commitment challenge, okay, so be it. Because that's what I see our leaders do week in, week out. We introduced the Financial Freedom Awards this year, and at Summit, we'll celebrate those coaches who are paying off debts from their Team Beachbody coach earnings and showing everyone that it's really okay to be financially rewarded for inspiring people to get healthy. The success stories are already coming into us. They're paying off credit cards, student loans, car and mortgage loans. How does that happen? It happens when you have products that work, customers who get results, and coaches who are 100% committed to helping more people have success with these products. That commitment is leading to health, happiness, and prosperity, and I'm happy to be a leader, a leading company where those dreams are possible.
All right, the commitment challenge is on. Let's see what happens in the next 8 weeks.
That's right. What you're doing is too important not to go all out. So go after it. 8 weeks, 100% commitment. When we show up at Summit, we should all be out of breath from pushing so hard. I can't wait to hear how your results are.
All right, well, thank you, Carl.
Thanks, Michael.
All right. So, Carl laid out the challenge. What can you do for your business in the next 8 weeks leading up to Summit? Is now the time for you to make that push to become Diamond or Star Diamond? Are you gonna blow past Success Club 5 and hit Success Club 10? Are you gonna sit down with every new coach in your organization to make sure that they are engaged and plugged in to the tools and trainings that will lead to their success? Well, Jeff Hill will join us in a few minutes to share some great tips on how to build your business over the next 8 weeks. But before we hear from Jeff, there was one big announcement here at the conference, and that was the first look at Shaun T's new product, Focus T25. I had a chance to sit down with Shaun to talk to him about this exciting new program.
Focus.
All right, I'm here with Shaun T. I'm losing my voice. It's cold. It's early. Shaun, you're getting ready. We got the crowd gathering. We're going to do a little Shaun T workout this morning here.
We are. It is very early, so please don't mind my dryness. I haven't worked out yet.
Now, Shaun, I am so excited about your new product, T25. Now, is it true I can get a complete workout in just 25 seconds?
Not 25 seconds, 25 minutes.
25 minutes? Oh, man.
So, yeah,
I hit my stride at 18 seconds, and then it goes down.
Then it goes down. 25 seconds, you're not even really into the warm-up yet. But yes, 25 minutes a day. I mean, you're literally working and focusing on different body parts, different muscle groups at all periods of the workout. And people are like, really? Like, I only need 25 minutes a day to work out? Yes, and we have so many different workouts, so many different types of workouts. It's very well-rounded, upper body, lower body, everything involved in the workout.
So now that's 25 minutes, 5 days a week.
Yeah,
right?
25 minutes, 5 days a week, no rest. So whereas some of the workouts, you know, you do like a little workout and then I give you a break, there's no breaks. I mean, you're literally focusing for 25 minutes a day straight up.
Ooh, that's going to be a long 25 minutes.
A little bit.
so tell me, I know that there's an alpha, beta, gamma. What does that mean in the program?
So we named the alpha, beta, gamma simply because we wanted people to have a reference point. I mean, we always focus on month 1, month 2, things like that. So alpha is like the foundation. You know, alpha round, 1 month of just strictly preparing your body to really work and to really kind of like get the foundation that you need to work everything, to focus on different things, to really hone it in, how to work the muscles, how to really fire them up so that every move and every exercise you do is actually benefiting your body in a certain way. And then when we get the beta, we call everything like core. Like everything is, since you already know what the workouts are like and you already kind of learn a lot of the different exercises, now we're going in a core strength, core speed, core moves that's really going to like kind of tighten and tone your body.
That's when it kicks in.
That's when it really kicks in, yep.
And
correct.
gamma?
And then we go to gamma, which is all strength. All the exercises, all the workouts are designed purely around your strength, how strong you are. We have some really sick workouts in T25, and people really can't believe that in 25 minutes a day that you can really get amazing results. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I heard the test group results were off the charts.
They're off the
T25.
charts because it's not like, I'm not saying, all right, you only need 25 minutes and then, okay, you need a second workout. No, all you need is that 25 minutes. You'll see we really, really work hard for 25 minutes a day, and you get great results.
So let me ask you, if I'm new to this, if I haven't done Insanity, haven't done Asylum, can I just step into T25?
Oh yeah, see, the amazing thing about T25 is we have a modifier throughout the entire workout, throughout the entire series actually. So everyone knows Tanya from Insanity because she's crazy, she's high energy, upbeat. Well, for T25, she's actually taken her strengths and the actual expertise that she has with all the different exercises and moves, and now she's gonna modify every move so that anyone who's just starting working out is going to get a great workout, great results, and they're following someone who's really, a master at exercise.
Oh, that's all right. My eyes are going to be on Tanya. That's mine. Tanya's what I'm going to focus on. And how about for the advanced person? So somebody, the Insaniac, the guy, the person that's been there, done it, is it going to work for them too?
Well, I mean, for the Insaniac, for the person who has done all of our extreme workout programs, I mean, it's going to be right in your comfort zone. Perfect. But at the same time, we're not just doing it just to do it. We're doing everything with a focus. So every exercise, you're focusing on one particular body part or multiple, depending on how I work it out. But everything is, we base everything around great form, great technique, and really honing in the exercise, and just for 25 minutes. 25
minutes. You know what? Even I can commit to 25 minutes 5 days a week. As a matter of fact, I'm talking to you, perfect timing, because right now in April, a couple other Shaun T things are happening at Team Beachbody. First of all, we've introduced the new Shaun T Dance Party Challenge Pack.
Oh my God.
So people just couldn't get enough. Hip Hop Abs wasn't enough, so we added Rockin' Body to the Hip Hop Abs. So we now have a Hip Hop Abs Challenge Pack and a Shaun T Dance Party Challenge Pack, so because people love that.
I love that.
I know you love that, right? You love the dance.
I love it. It's so funny. I mean, I haven't really danced professionally in a while. I mean, I danced last year at the summit.
Yeah, anybody that's seen this guy dance knows that he can dance.
Yeah, thank you. But the Dance Party Challenge Pack should be pretty amazing, pretty fun. With Hip Hop Abs and Rockin' Body, I mean, it's complete Shaun T craziness in a dance kind of way, if you know what I'm saying.
And a little tilt, tuck, and tighten.
Always a little tilt, tuck, and tighten.
And then the other thing, April, we still have time for only the month of April, the Insanity Challenge Pack. Special deal, instead of $205, you can offer the Insanity Challenge Pack for $180. I know those things are flying off the shelf. So let's not forget, Insanity Challenge Pack, Shaun T Dance Party Challenge Pack, and I know you cannot wait for Focus T25
baby,
coming at Summit.
Okay, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited about T25. Like all of our Beachbody programs, it's about creating real results while also creating new opportunities to grow your business. And I'm excited about the challenge that Carl has thrown down, the Commitment Challenge. 8 weeks of pure focus. There's no question that if you really focus and execute over the next 8 weeks on the core activities we know can help grow your business, you can move the needle in your business and achieve greater results and success. That's what this Super Saturday is all about. Identifying those things you can do over the next 8 weeks that will have an impact on your business. Now, we chose these 8 weeks as significant to your business because, as Carl mentioned earlier, they lead right up to our Coach Summit, and what better place to celebrate your results? One of the other cool things I get to do in addition to the Coach Summit is to travel on the Elite 10 adventure trips. Incredible places like France and Tahiti, Argentina, and of course next year, Italy. Now, I know what you're saying. Tough work, dude. You'd be absolutely right, it is tough. But the best part of these trips isn't where we go, but who we go with. And of course, that's the coaches who have really established themselves by focusing on specific goals each month and growing their business to the pinnacle of Elite 10 status over the year. In February, the Elite 10 experienced the magnificent countries of Argentina and Uruguay. And in addition to all of the fun we had, we also took some time to capture their thoughts on what has helped them become so successful. Let's see what they have to say.
I'm Hillary Kelly.
I'm David Ingram.
I'm Melissa McAllister.
I'm Lindsay Matway, and I'm an elite coach.
I'm Tara Carr.
I'm Wayne Wyatt.
I'm Danielle Hinson. Soy Irene Estrada y soy elite coach.
I'm Lauren Knight, and I'm an elite coach.
I'm Janelle Summers, and I'm an elite coach.
My typical day is I get up and I stand around in the kitchen with my kids to say goodbye to them before they go to school. And then probably from about 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. is computer time for me. Whether it's looking for prospects or following up with people or working with my challenge groups or with my team, those 4 hours are dedicated to that. And then I'll take a break, and once again, it's family time.
I spend some time in the morning doing the things that I think are the most important, like recognizing people on my team that have made advancements in their businesses. Then at lunchtime, when I get a break from my day job, I make sure that I'm answering questions and answering comments or writing a blog or doing something that's going to touch the people that I coach.
Recently started using Instagram, and I've actually found, we just moved to a new town in Florida, I actually found a lot of local people through Instagram, you know, looking up local businesses or, you know, hashtagging our town, Vero Beach. So, and looking who, you know, following people, not just following random people, but looking at their profiles and seeing if, you know, maybe that's somebody I could relate to.
100% Facebook. Gracias a las transformaciones de mi equipo, siempre publicamos las fotos de transformación y atraemos muchas personas gracias a las fotos de transformación porque se sienten identificados, dicen, ah, pues esa persona también es latina, pues yo también lo puedo hacer.
I really find the success for me starts with helping people first and not really rushing them in to being a coach, and when they've had great results and that they see that this thing really does work, it makes them a better coach when they do get started.
Everybody's had obstacles, some bigger than others, but those obstacles didn't slow them down. Those obstacles didn't slow me down. The challenges are things that instead of derailing us, we've just been consistent and persistent to overcome those obstacles and say that nothing's going to stop us from going as far with this as we want. And that's why we're in the top 10.
I think if you really want to be successful, you have to be willing to open up and let people see who you really are. If all you have is some fitness page about how many workouts you do every day, it's very difficult to connect to because that's not real life. Not for me. I'm not a fitness professional, so I can't just talk about workouts all the time and how awesome I lifted weights today. It has to be real, and I have to show people what my real life looks like, what my family looks like, what I do daily, how I incorporate fitness and health and this lifestyle change into my real life.
Be consistent with your efforts as a coach. Consistently live the healthy lifestyle so people around you see it, and consistently invite people, and just consistently work on yourself. It's not something you do for 1 week and then take a couple weeks off, or 1 month and take a couple months off. Momentum is hard to gain in this business, but once you gain it, it's so much easier to build your business when you've got momentum.
I think the biggest thing, it's kind of a small piece of advice, is focus on adding value to people's lives rather than trying to get out what you want to get out of it. And I think it's one of the biggest mistakes that coaches make. They make these ranked goals, and then they are like pushing these people for their goals. And they don't even know what those people's goals are. They don't know what their intentions are.
At the time, I didn't know everything about the products, but I knew that this is what I wanted to do. And I threw myself out there, and I had a billion questions that I didn't know. But instead of panicking and saying, you know what, this is too hard, I quit, I just said, you know what, I don't know the answer to that, but let me get your information and I will get back to you with it. And that helped me grow really fast because I was getting all these questions that I didn't know answers to, but I wanted to make sure that I found those, you know, those answers for them.
Make sure that you're doing your workouts and that you're being a product of the product, because that's one of the #1 things that you can do is show that these programs and products work.
Some pretty sound advice, and honestly, pretty common sense advice. But the difference between these coaches and others is that they take what is common sense and make it common practice, and that creates results. And that's what we want to have coming out of this Super Saturday. We want you armed with some very focused takeaways that can help you significantly grow your business over the next 8 weeks. We're going to focus on 3 areas that, if you'll commit to and execute on, we believe your business can really move forward. To do so, we're going to focus on 3 topics. The first, SMART goal setting. The second, identifying both the unimportant and the most important activities in your day. And third, some very practical tips on how to build your business. And to share, we've invited 2 coaches who have really moved their business forward this last year, so we think they're uniquely qualified. 4-star diamond coach Meg Wazinski and 4-star diamond coach Keith Wilson. So pull out your pens or tablets. We're going to get started first with Meg. So Meg, you had an absolutely outstanding year last year. In the race for the Elite 10, you came in 11th. Pretty incredible when you think over 100,000 coaches. Absolutely marvelous, so congratulations.
Thank you.
And you know, as we've talked, you've talked a lot about the importance of goal setting and the SMART goals and what they've done for your business over this last year. So why don't you tell everybody out there a little bit about what is a SMART goal?
Okay, SMART goals they stand for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, timely goals. And for me, over the last year, it really has been the needle mover for my business.
So when you say the needle mover, what does that mean? People kind of go, okay, I get goal setting, but what did it look like specifically?
It really gave me a structure of what I should focus on every single month and what I needed to do to hit those goals. So instead of trying to come up with different ways every single month to hit these goals, I know exactly what works for me and what doesn't.
Okay, Meg, SMART goals are important, right? Let's take this next 8-week focus and apply SMART goals to this next 8 weeks for a new coach. What do you do with a new coach?
You know, I've actually been doing this with my new coaches, and the first thing that I focus on is finding out their why and tying that why to that specific goal for that first month. A lot of coaches become coaches, yes, to help people get healthier and fitter, but to gain some financial stability. And the specific goal of hitting Success Club 5 gives them recognition as well as commission that first month.
So that's a pretty important combination. Yeah. I mean, people love recognition, but it creates quick wins and lets people know they can do it.
And I tell them exactly where, who, and what they need to do. So the where is, you know, either social media, face-to-face, or their warm market. A lot of new coaches are looking for that who, which is their warm market, the people that they know, the people that can trust them and understand what they're talking about. And the what is focusing on that Success Club 5. Then you've got the M, which is measurable. With my new coaches, I help them track it every single week, either through emails with me or a quick phone call. We also focus on the business activity tracker. And with the business activity tracker, I have them set their goals every single week and send those goals to me at the beginning of the week and the end of the week. And they just have to keep in touch with me and make sure that they're shooting for those goals.
Yeah, you know, that business activity tracker, it's a powerful tool. Now, the reality of it is people kind of look at that and they go, oh, and what I found is if people will use that tool, it really lets them know what they're doing and what they're not doing. So one, I can see why you're getting results from that.
Then you've got the attainable. You know, any goal that you set for yourself is attainable. There's always going to be people who are naysayers and saying that you can't reach something. Take me, for instance. A lot of people told me that I could not be towards the top of the elite, and I hit 11th. So anything you set for yourself, you can do. Then you have the realistic. Any goal that you're willing to work towards. Yeah, it's going to take a little more time to hit some of those bigger goals, but if it's something that's important to you, you're going to shoot for it. And then you've got the timely. The timely with Success Club is easy. You know, you have 30 days to hit that goal.
Cool. So how big of a role has this played in your last year?
Oh, such a huge role, such a huge role. With setting these SMART goals, I've had a real focus and consistency on what I should be doing with this business. Every single month I don't have to, you know, really guess. I know what works and what doesn't.
That's so important. I mean, you said this a little bit earlier in our conversation. If you don't have to reinvent the wheel, find a system, find a structure, and continually apply that, and it makes it simple, and particularly for new coaches.
Oh, yeah.
It's very, very helpful. So tell us just a little bit about what's happened this last year in your life. What kind of difference Beachbody's made?
Oh, wow. You know, and it's actually going to be a year in May since I quit my full-time job and took Beachbody on full-time. I've paid off several of my college loans. I've bought a new car. I've been able to take my boyfriend and I on some really great trips. You know, it's been amazing to say that I've done all this by the age of 26.
Yeah, that boyfriend is a lucky guy, isn't he?
He is lucky. He is very lucky.
Exactly. Well, Meg, some absolutely great tips. And again, like I said earlier, common sense, really, you've turned that into common practice. And coaches, that's really where the power comes from, is taking these simple concepts but executing well on them. And if, you know, Meg's a great example. So advice to you, SMART goals, make them a practice in your business. Now, goals are important, but another key part is finding time to accomplish your goals. So we want to talk about that next. One of the greatest challenges we hear over and over is that of time management. How do I find more time in the day? Or what can I do to be more productive? Have you ever asked yourself those questions? Well, enter the right woman at the right time to provide some answers. Denise Needham, our Senior Director of Training and Field Development, just became a certified trainer with what many consider to be the world's best time management training, Franklin Covey's 5 Choices of Extraordinary Productivity. In fact, to determine if this training would be of great value to all of our coaches, we offered it to about 50 of our elite coaches in Dallas to get their feedback, and they came back with a resounding yes. So stay tuned, because this training could soon be coming to a city near you. But let's get to the meat. How can you focus on the most important activities that will produce the greatest results in the next 8 weeks? Denise, we want answers.
Thank you, Jeff. And yes, we do have answers to help coaches stay focused over the next 8 weeks. As you heard from Megan, once you have set your goals, you'll need a plan for your daily activities that starts with being committed to doing what's important. As Jeff said, I have become a certified trainer for Franklin Covey's 5 Choices to Extraordinary Productivity, and I want to introduce you to the time matrix. When we ask coaches, what do you struggle with to be successful in your business? The most common answer is that coaches struggle with managing or finding the time to be effective in their business, or in some cases, to get anything done. The time matrix will be your guide to have more control over your day and to help you make the right choices so you can be more productive. The time matrix is made up of 4 quadrants, Q1 through Q4. On the left side of the matrix, it indicates important and not important. Across the bottom, it's labeled urgent and not urgent. The purpose of the time matrix is for you to become aware of what occurs throughout your day and what quadrant these things fall into, so you can control your time by doing what's important. We all know things come into our lives every day. Some are important, some are even urgent. But we also have things that fall into Q3 and Q4. Your goal is to be able to discern as you plan your day what you will act on, especially when you see things falling into Q3 and Q4, and how to have less things in Q1. So let's take a look at what falls into each quadrant. Q2 is all about extraordinary productivity. It's where you'll have your most creative and productive work or accomplishments. It includes achieving high-impact goals, creative thinking, planning, relationship building, learning, and renewal. This is where you are doing the activities, including the 3 vital behaviors: inviting, mentoring your challenge groups and coaches, your team calls, following up with people, relationship building, developing leaders. In fact, the activities you see on the business activity tracker would all fall into Q2. Now let's take a look at some of the activities that fall into Q1 labeled necessity. It includes crises, emergencies, unforeseen events, sick children, car or household problems, last-minute deadlines, and sometimes things become urgent because we have procrastinated and now it's in Q1. I'm sure all of you can think of something that's become a Q1 because we let it go until the last minute. You can't avoid some of these. You will have to take action when these Q1 issues arise, but we also have a tendency to think everything that comes our way is important and urgent, when in fact, other people's demands can feel urgent. But if you really think about it, oftentimes it isn't urgent. We just get into the habit of always wanting to please others instead of managing these demands around our Q2 activities. This causes a great deal of stress to our bodies and our brains. Take a look at Q3 titled Distraction. These are needless interruptions, such as other people's minor issues, unimportant emails, texts, Facebook posts, phone calls, news feeds, Instagrams, irrelevant meetings, and answering the same questions for people. As you think about what you are doing every day, what compels you to be in Q3? And what can you do to avoid the not important? Oftentimes we end up in Q3 because we allow others to pull us into this area. Sometimes we are there because we are procrastinating and allowing these distractions to occur instead of staying in Q2. And finally, Q4 is all about waste, and it includes things like trivial work, avoidance activities, excessive television gaming, excessive internet usage, constant texting, gossip, not delegating. People will often say they want to be in Q4 because they need to relax or take a break by just sitting on the couch and watching TV or taking a nap. But that can actually be a Q2 activity because it is important to give ourselves the time for renewal. So here's what I want you to do. As you plan for your next 8 weeks, take a look at what you've been doing. Get a piece of paper, draw the 4 quadrants, and write them down in the quadrants they fall into based on what you just learned. Next, decide how you can eliminate those things in Q3 and Q4. Once you've done that, look at your goals and the activities they require and schedule them into your calendar with your Q2 activities. You are going to find you'll not only have more time to do the important things, but your stress level will go down and you'll find time for learning and renewal, which is so important to your overall health. So there are the answers for how you're going to take your goals for the next 8 weeks and find the time to be extraordinarily productive every day following the time matrix.
Denise, thank you. Some great points. You know, it's so easy to let clutter creep into our lives. We have to concentrate on the essentials and figure out what to ignore. And Q1, Q2, that's where results come from. But like Denise said, to be successful, you have to be filtering all your activities through this matrix. Then comes the tough part. You've got to say no to the stuff that doesn't really matter and that doesn't contribute to your future. And then spend your time on the activities that create the greatest results. And that's what the successful coaches are doing. Okay, we now know how to set goals. We found a way to focus on the right activities. Now, what are some of those things we can focus on to move your business forward? And that's where 4-star diamond coach Keith Wilson steps in. So Keith, great to have you here. And you know, like Meg, this past year has really been a great year for you. I mean, your income has become really significant. You've retired your wife. You're the father of 3 boys, so pretty cool. So you know what busy's all about. But you've really been able to focus this year on some things that we want to be able to share with the coaches. And one of the first is this concept of keeping it simple. Imagine that. What does that look like? What does that mean?
Well, for me, keeping it simple means really making sure that I am practicing the 3 vital behaviors every single day.
Okay.
I'm making sure that I reserve those 10 to 15 minutes each day for my personal development. I'm making sure I get in my workouts and, of course, drinking my Shakeology daily. And most importantly, I make sure I'm getting out there and inviting every single day. In fact, I would even say if you can make it a goal to talk to just 5 new people every day leading up to Summit, you'll actually talk to over 250 people. That's a great way to get some people involved in some challenge groups.
Okay, so when you say 5 people, there's coaches out there that are going, 5 people? You know, that sounds like a lot of people, but you've had some experience with that. What does that look like on an everyday basis?
Well, on an everyday basis, it really involves stepping outside your comfort zone. It means creating opportunity at every single exposure, whether you are at the barbershop or the hairdressers or the grocery store. You may see someone at the grocery store that has a lot of healthy food in their cart, and just strike up a conversation with them and tell them what it is that Team Beachbody is all about. And that's a great way to really advance yourself. It's not something that I was very good with to start out, but as I kept doing it, I got better and better, and now it just comes naturally.
So as you said, most important thing there really is inviting. That's the lifeblood, you know, of our business. And I think it is fair to say, if you're going to be successful, you may not be polished and perfect as you begin, but you get better and better Second point is focusing or using the resources that are available to coaches.
Absolutely.
What does that mean?
That's right. So our online office is absolutely loaded with great material for new coaches to use if you use them. So some of my favorites that I recommend to all my coaches fill out are the 7-Day Quick Start Guide, the Memory Jogger, and the Business Activity Tracker. The Business Activity Tracker especially is a great tool for me because it helps to keep me accountable to my own business, because if I don't do it, no one else will.
So it's the power of example.
Exactly.
You know, really, just give it, for instance, as you look at your business activity tracker and what you've done, what have been some of the ahas from that?
Absolutely. One of the first things I did the first week that I filled out the business activity tracker was I realized that I wasn't doing enough inviting. I wasn't getting enough people into challenge groups. And that's something that I was able to focus on over the next few weeks after that, and I was able to achieve Success Club 10 during that time. I kind of break it down and I say, well, this month if I just help 3 new people, I will achieve at least Success Club 5.
This has been a pretty great year for you. Why don't you just share a little bit, by keeping it simple, focusing on these key things, what Beachbody has done for you and your family?
Absolutely, Jeff. Well, while I still have my full-time job, over the last year my wife was actually able to leave her job as a teacher. And so now she can really focus on raising our 3 young boys and making sure that they get all the attention that they need.
So that's a pretty significant thing in your life. You know, having mom home with your boys, you know, just no one like having mom home, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, last question for you before we wrap up here. Carl's thrown down the challenge, right? 8 weeks, pure focus until summit. What would you say to the people listening about focusing over the 8 weeks and what they could accomplish?
Well, if you just focus on these 3 things that we talked about, if you focus on following the 3 vital behaviors, achieving Success Club, and using the resources that we have available to us as coaches in your online office, you can really make a big difference in your business over the course of the next 8 weeks.
All right. You know, again, you're going to continue to hear me say this, but it's this common sense thing. As I'm listening to you, I'm going, you know what, there's nothing really profound there, but the profoundness, if you will, is again making it common practice and executing. And so to me, if there's one thing these coaches could walk out the door with, is taking this and saying, okay, my goal is I am going to execute on these simple things that create great results. Absolutely. So Keith, great to have you on here. Congratulations on a phenomenal year, and coaches, some great things to be focusing on as you walk away from the Super Saturday. Some great information, but here's the key, and Carl mentioned it earlier. It's all about focus and commitment, setting clear goals, creating the time to pursue your goals, and then consistently doing those things that will produce the greatest results. We have provided some great information today, but here's the bottom line. If you want something in your life that you've never had before, then you have to be willing to do things you've never done before. Make sense? But what does that look like here at Team Beachbody? For most, it's more simple than you might think. It's engaging in the 3 vital behaviors consistently, with the most important behavior being inviting. Getting people into challenge groups. It's the lifeblood of your business. Inviting is at the core of achieving Success Club, and which, not surprisingly, all the most successful coaches have set goals around and achieve monthly. They know that a simple and singular focus of achieving Success Club every month is key to creating a rewarding and sustainable business. Not to mention all the other exclusive travel rewards and benefits that also come with achieving Success Club. If you want what the successful coaches have achieved, then you've got to do what they've done, inviting and consistently achieving Success Club. It really is that simple. Now, we've talked a lot of business today, but in the end, it's really what your business can do for you in your life. It's about your goals and your dreams. It's at the core of everything we do and who we are. It's really what it's all about. So before we close, we want to share a pretty cool story of a young woman who has transformed her life in several ways. 4-star diamond coach Crystal Bland from Austin, Texas.
Growing up, I was very self-conscious of myself. I had a very hard childhood in some aspects. I actually got a scholarship for cheerleading my senior year, and I went to college to cheer. Because of my self-confidence level and how depressed I was, because I was always comparing myself to others, I ended up dropping out. I didn't even continue on with cheerleading. From there, I started getting into the college scene. Definitely didn't gain freshman 15, did freshman 30, and got up to about 180 pounds You know, the drinking, the going out, the partying, the lifestyle was not on point. I was going down a path that didn't make mom and dad proud. Met my husband at the time, and we got married, and I had my first daughter, Carson, and it was hard. We were severely poor, broke as a joke, didn't have any money, got into a lot of debt, about $30,000 in credit card debt, and then we ended up getting pregnant with our second daughter, and things just got worse. We ended up having to move into Section 8 housing, that's government housing, because of our income status, and bills were piling up faster than we could pay them. I was the mom that was scared to death to go to the grocery store because I didn't know if my debit card was going to be declined. And that's hard because, you know, having to buy formula for a newborn and hoping I can buy diapers, that was really hard, you know, not being able to provide great birthday gifts and great Christmas gifts. It just wasn't there. I didn't have that to give to my kids. And one night I was watching an infomercial and I saw this blonde girl jumping up and down, and she was doing turbo jam. I said, I want to do that. I want to jump up and down. I want to be happy. I was about 178 pounds, and I absolutely loved the program. I was on Facebook and I was on Twitter and I was talking about it. I was excited. I wasn't at my goal weight yet, and I was still feeling depressed because of our financial situation. I found Janelle Summers on Twitter, and we were conversating back and forth about my journey so far with Turbo Jam. I had already lost a little over 20 pounds with the program within the first couple of months. So she was asking me about my goals, you know, how much more I wanted to lose, asking me how I enjoyed the program, and eventually it went into, have you ever considered becoming a Beachbody coach? I went to my very first Team Beachbody event, and I was blown away when I walked in that door. I was watching these coaches, and they were telling their success stories, and not just physical stories, but they're telling their financial stories of being able to fire their boss and go home to their kids. And I wanted that so bad. So I left that event on fire. I hadn't been a part of something in so long, and I had lost myself through my college years and through getting married and having my first daughter, Carson, and then having my second daughter, Katie. I wanted to feel a part of something because that's what was missing for me. So I had my reservations because I didn't even think I could afford the $39.95. Actually, I knew I couldn't. I was late paying a bill just to sign up to become a coach. Within 5 weeks, I became a Diamond Beachbody coach. And this past year, I finally walked away from my very unhealthy marriage. I needed to walk away from that. I didn't take anything with me but my clothes, my daughter's clothes, and my car. And we were able to move. I was able to get a townhome and furnish the whole place by myself without credit cards, without asking for help. And that was the very first time I'd ever bought anything that was big and that meant something to me. I have paid off every single dime of that $30,000, all from Beachbody within the past 2.5 years. Which is so cool because I do not have a single credit card anymore. I cut them all up. For the first time in my life, I have a savings account, which is neat because I'm preparing for my daughter's future. I've got to put them in college. That feeling right there has been the highlight of becoming a Beachbody coach so far. It makes me feel like I'm doing the best I can as a mother.
What a powerful story. And like I said earlier, stories like this are really what it's all about. And just imagine what your story could be. Well, coaches, it's go time. Carl has thrown down the gauntlet with the Commitment Challenge. 8 weeks of pure focus. We've given you powerful insights today on what you can do to tighten your focus, to create greater results and lead more fulfilling lives. But now you have to do it. Not your upline, not your downline, not the person sitting beside you or behind you. You have to do it. Let me add to Carl's challenge by specifically suggesting a concrete, achievable goal for the next 8 weeks. Finish April strong by achieving Success Club 5 or 10, and then achieve Success Club in May and June. Not only will it qualify you for exclusive summit promotions and earn you cruise dollars, but more importantly, it creates a sound foundation for your business that can generate ongoing residual income. Well, coaches, you've got all you need. Now, it's all about doing it. 8 weeks, pure focus. And finally, we really do want to see you at Summit to celebrate your success. Now, I know that many of you are already registered for Summit, but if you are not, you have to be there. Whether you're a new coach or a seasoned veteran, I promise you that you will leave Summit inspired, motivated, informed, and prepared to take your business to the next level.
Let's go! Jab, cross, back knee.
Come on!
You all are in here taking care of business. You obviously are committed.
And that's what we're all about, is helping people achieve their goals.
I love it too.
It's fantastic. I love it.
Beachbody has afforded me things that I would never dream possible.
Richard Neal!
I'm the person I am today because of each and every one of you believing in me.
I'm speechless. What can I say?
Oh my goodness. I think I'm starting to chafe.
Go faster.
I can't go faster. I can't see, I have sweat in my eyes.